I'm going to take you through a quick movement practice focusing on the upper body. So what you'll need is a pillow, couch cushion, bolster, something similar for the end. We could just put that to one side for the moment. And a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a tie or a dressing gown tie. A resistance band also works quite well. If you don't have any of those things, you can just use your hands. We're just going to use it for some lateral breathing. So what we're going to do is start in a comfortable seat. If sitting cross-legged doesn't work for you, you can have your legs lengthened out in front, or alternatively you can do this sitting in a chair. So finding your comfortable seat, you're going to take your strap, bring it around your back and place it around kind of the middle of the ribs. You're going to bring the strap forward and then you're just going to cross the strap in front of you. Create a little bit of tensioning through the strap so you can feel it against your ribs. Just allow the shoulders to soften down so you're not holding the strap up with your shoulders. Finding a comfortable position with the arms. If it's comfortable, you can close your eyes or you can just have a soft gaze at the ground in front of you. And just taking a moment to settle into your body. And then just begin to tune into your breath. So perhaps beginning to sense and feel the movement of your ribs against the strap. And can you begin to invite the breath to begin to fill into that space a little bit more. So you're getting a sense of breathing into the front, the sides, the back of the ribs. And then when you exhale, you can get a sense that the ribs are, or the lungs are deflating and the ribs are drawing in towards each other. We're getting this feedback from the strap as we breathe in and as we breathe out. And very often when we're feeling stressed or anxious or worried, we tend to breathe into the upper chest and we use a lot of the muscles of the neck and the shoulders, and then that can leave them feeling a little bit cranky and overworked. So this is just a practice to begin to invite the breath down and to fill into the lower part of the lungs using the diaphragm muscle. Just taking a few more breaths like this, just breathing into the strap, getting that sense of allowing the breath to slow down and to lengthen out. Breathing three-dimensionally into the front, the sides, the back. And also focusing on full and complete exhale. We'll do one more breath like this. And from there, we'll just remove the strap. Just moving the strap to one side. And then from there, just going to bring the arms out to the sides, turning the palms facing up, and we'll begin to integrate some breath with movement. So as we inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up, reaching the arms overhead. And at the very top of the inhale, you begin to turn the palms and then begin to exhale as you bring the palms down towards the ground. So at the very start of that inhale, you begin to lift the arms overhead. And as the lungs fill, the arms reach. And as the lungs empty, the arms release down. Nice and slow. Inhaling, filling. And exhale, emptying. Inhaling, reaching the arms up overhead. And then from there, just joining the palms overhead and drawing the hands down in front of your chest. And just beginning to draw the hands down so that you begin to feel a little bit of a stretch on the underside of the forearm. And then from there, beginning to press the palms into each other. So you're pressing the finger knuckles, the heels of the hands, each of the fingers in towards each other, creating a little bit of resistance against each hand. And then begin to encourage that tensioning through the forearms, up into the upper arms, into the shoulders. So you're really pressing the palms, but it's coming from the whole of the upper body. And then from there, we're going to hold that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing that tensioning. See if you can maintain that position of the hands, but begin to separate the hands away from each other. Get a sense of drawing the fingers back towards the elbows, and the heels of the hands are kind of being magnetized towards each other. So you find this active work through your wrists. And again, we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to place the palms of the hands back towards each other. Take the fingertips away, and then we're just going to begin to roll the wrists around. So nice and slow, and just getting that full range of movement through the wrists. So there's a part of the hand and the wrist that's in contact with each other throughout the whole of the movement. And you're going to do that one more time. And then just releasing the hands. From there, we're going to come onto hands and knees into a tabletop position. So spreading through the fingers, the wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath hips. And then from there, we're going to come down onto forearms. But what we're going to do first of all is just making note of your elbow crease. And then just begin to roll the elbow crease so they're facing towards the index finger and the thumb. And then you can roll the elbow crease towards each other, or kind of back towards your knees. And you're just going to roll them towards the index fingers and then rolling them back a couple of times. So just feeling that movement through the arms, the arm bones, as the hands are rooted and grounded into the ground. And then you're going to keep the elbow pits facing towards the index fingers. And then you're just going to, almost as if you're trying to draw the elbows towards each other and then bring the elbows down towards the ground. You may need to bring the knees back a little bit so that you have space through the spine. And then from there, you're just going to press into the forearms and get a sense of the shoulder blades widening onto the back, widening away from each other. And then from there, you're just going to get a sense of the shoulder blades sliding along the rib cage towards each other. And then you're going to press into the forearms and the shoulder blades widen away. And this, if you don't have a lot of kind of awareness into the shoulder blades, this movement can be quite challenging to sense and to feel, but stick with it and keep going. So shoulder blades come towards each other, press into the forearms, and the shoulder blades widen away. Just doing a couple more like this. Shoulder blades slide towards each other, and then shoulder blades widen apart. And then we're going to add on to that, so we're going to Draw the shoulder blades up towards the ears, draw them towards each other, down the back and away. Towards the ears, towards each other, down the back and away. One more like that, towards the ears, towards each other, down the back and away. And then we'll reverse that, so shoulder blades towards each other, towards the ears, apart, down, together, up, away. One more like this, down, towards each other, up towards the ears, and away. Good. And then from there, you're going to press into the hands. See if you can begin to slowly lift the elbows, keeping the elbow creases facing towards the index fingers. And then from there, we're going to come up into a tall kneeling position. And then we're going to begin to shift the weight into the right shin bone. Begin to hover the left leg off the ground and slowly begin to bring the leg forward. A little bit of a balance and proprioception test for the hip. From there, you're going to bring your right hand onto your left rib cage. And then from there, we're going to take your left hand and reach it up towards the ceiling. As you bring the arm up towards the ear, just notice whether the rib cage begins to move in response to that. So we're keeping the hand there to keep that rib and the spine in that position as you find that full flexion of the shoulder. From there, you're going to get a sense that the bicep is going to rotate away from your ear, and then you're going to reach that hand back behind you without rotating the torso. Keep rotating the hand back, bringing the hand to your hip, and then you're going to reverse that. So you're going to begin to lift that hand up towards the ceiling as high as you can, then begin to rotate that bicep forward, reaching the arm up, and then circling the hand back down. We'll do one more like this. So begin to take the arm, reach it up alongside the ear, rotate that bicep away, begin to circle the arm back behind you as you rotate the palm back. Then you begin to lift the palm as high as you can, and then rotate the bicep forward, bring it in line with the ear, and then release the hand down. I don't know whether you can hear my dog snoring. So we're going to lift the heel, and we're going to bring the leg back the way that we came. Transition your weight into the left shin, lifting the right leg, and as slowly as you can, bringing that foot forward into a lunge. Left hand onto the right rib cage. Reaching the right hand up, again maintaining that same position of the ribs and the spine. Finding that full flexion of the shoulder, and then begin to rotate the bicep away. Begin to rotate the shoulder as you reach the hand back, again without rotating through the torso. You're going to bring the hand to the back of the hip, and then from there you're going to take the hand, reach it back, rotate, bringing it forward. So you're going to bring the arm, reaching it alongside the ear, rotate the bicep away, and then begin to take the arm back as you continuously rotate through the shoulder, getting that full range of movement. Bring it alongside the hip, and then you're going to extend back as much as you can before beginning to rotate the bicep forward, bringing the hand in line with the ear, and then releasing down. Once again, begin to lift the heel, and transitioning your way back into a tall kneeling position. and then back onto tabletop. So once again, you're going to rotate the armpit creases facing towards the index finger and the thumb, and then you're going to begin to lower the forearms slowly down to the ground, and it's almost like the elbows are being magnetized towards each other. So we're encouraging this kind of external rotation of the shoulders. So armpits facing forward, lower the forearms down to the ground, and then from there we're going to lift. And again, armpits facing forward, slowly lower the forearms down, and then slowly lifting them up, keeping that same position with the forearms. Lowering down and rising up. Last one, lowering down. Now we're going to stay in this position. Just going to bring myself a little bit forward. And then you're going to take your right leg, lengthening it back, taking your left leg, lengthening it back, and coming into a forearm plank. I'm just going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to lower your knees and then slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. You may need to bring your forearms a little bit more forward so that your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Just taking a moment here to lengthen through the spine. Get a sense of the tailbone lengthening down towards your heels and engaging through your glutes. So the spine is lengthening up. Get a sense of the shoulders moving down and back. And then from there, we're just going to bring a little bit of spinal mobility into this. So we're going to bring your chin to your chest, getting a sense of rolling through the vertebra of the neck. And then from there, begin to get a sense of flexing through one vertebra at a time into the upper back. Beginning to lift the lower ribs up towards the upper ribs, the back ribs, sorry. And then begin to press down through the knees as you begin to lift. And then you're slowly going to roll down through the thighs, into the pelvis, and coming back into your Sphinx position. And again, chin to chest, rolling through the cervical spine, then the upper spine, and then slowly lowering down through the thighs, through the belly, lengthening up through the spine. We'll do one more like this. So chin to chest, rolling our way up. Now we're going to pause in this position. Get a sense of the lower ribs lifting up towards the ceiling. And then slowly lowering back down. Good. So from there, actually I lied, we'll do that one more time. So we're going to roll our way back up, curling the toes, making your way back into your forearm plank. Again, just holding that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your right knee forward, left knee forward. Press down through the hands, lifting the forearms. And then from there, you're just going to lift up into downward dog. So you're going to curl the toes, lift the knees, pressing it back. You can have a little wriggle here, wriggling out through the hips, bending into one knee, into the other. And then as we inhale, we're going to float forward into a plank. and then pressing it back into downward dog. Inhale, stack the shoulders over the wrists, pressing it back, downward dog. Inhale, shoulders over wrists, going into your plank. Exhaling, pressing it back. One more like this. Inhale. Exhale, pressing it back. Walking your feet in towards your hands, going into a standing forward bend. And then bending into your knees and slowly, slowly beginning to roll all the way up through the spine. From there, we're going to begin to just sway the arms side to side. And then just allow the arms to come up a little higher. I think I've chopped my head off. So from there, we're going to bring the arms higher, and then see if you can take one arm behind and one arm in front. And the minute you think about it too much, you've probably lost it. So don't think about it too much. If you lose it, just come back to swinging the arms, and then see if you can get into that rhythm of one arm forward and one arm back, and then we're going to switch it over. Notice if you're doing a back stroke or a front stroke, and see if you can get one arm go in one direction, the other arm going in the other, and then can you switch it again? And can you switch it again? I don't know if I switched it or did the same thing, but... And then from there, just swing the arms like a pendulum, one direction to the other. You can lift the opposite heel as you swing to the other. And then maybe get a sense of rotating with that whole body. Good. And then just allow the arms to swing, just almost as if the arms are really heavy and they're just swaying of their own accord. And then just allow that to come to a stop. From there, we're going to take our strap once again, and take the hands a little bit wider than shoulder distance. And then from there, we're going to inhale, take the arms up overhead, and then see if you can begin to take the strap back behind you. Bringing the arms up and down, and then taking them up and over. When you do this, taking note of what is happening to the ribs. See if you're not jutting the ribs forward or the head forward. See if you can maintain that position of the spine, and just find that movement into the shoulders. Doing a couple more like this. And then from there, you're just going to take the strap up overhead once again, and this time side stretch over to the right. Good. Inhaling back, taking it over to the right, to the left, bringing it back, and going one more time to each side. And then from there, releasing, strap down. Going to the top of your mat once again. As you inhale, sweep the arms up, and then as you exhale, fold. Stepping back onto hands and knees once again, and then from there, just coming down onto your belly. You're going to bring your left hand out in line with your left shoulder. You're going to turn your head to the right side and bend your right elbow and place your right fingertips onto the ground. You're going to roll onto your left hip. So you're on your left side. You can stay here if that feels like enough of a stretch sensation into that left shoulder. Or alternatively, if you want a little bit more, you can bring that right foot behind you. So just finding a position that's tolerable for you, that you're feeling sensation, but you're still able to breathe. So it shouldn't feel unbearable, but there should still be a level of sensation. And then from there, just beginning to tune into your breath once again. And can you come back to that breath that we did at the beginning of the practice? Breathing into the full circumference of the lungs. I'm just going to spend a couple more breaths here. And then you're going to stack your right foot on top of your left, rolling slowly back onto your belly. Bring your right arm out to the side so the wrist is in line with the shoulder. Bend your left elbow. Turn to your left side. Turn your head to the left side. Roll onto your right side. If this is plenty, staying here. Otherwise, you can bring that left foot behind you. And then once again, you're breathing into the whole of the rib cage. So that same breathing that we was doing at the beginning. And then from there, you're going to stack the legs back if they weren't already. And then again, slowly beginning to roll onto your belly. Use your hands to press yourself up. And then from there, we're going to take our cushion, pillow, bolster, whatever you have, underneath your back. So we have a little bit of a lift through the spine, and just get a sense of the shoulders opening through the front. Bringing your arms either to your side or overhead, wherever it feels comfortable, perhaps resting onto the belly. You can either keep your knees bent, feet flat onto the ground. You can lengthen the legs out, or alternatively, you can bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to widen. And then once again, just bringing your attention back to your breath. So here, can you sense and feel the breath moving down into the belly? Feeling the rib cage expanding as you inhale and deflating as you exhale. Can you sense the breath slowing down, lengthening out? Can you feel the weight of your body just settling down, releasing all effort? Giving your body this time to rest. have time, just spending longer here. Otherwise, you're just going to roll onto your side, using your hands to press yourself up. Joining the hands together, front of your heart, just bowing down in a gesture of gratitude to yourself for giving yourself this time to connect your body, to connect your breath. And thank you from me to you.